Forget the rumors, forget the dirt sheets, forget everything you thought you knew about tonight's episode of SmackDown on the USA Network, the Blue Brand, where there will be an explosive, changing the predicament of WrestleMania 42 undisputed WWE Championship match. But the rumors going into SmackDown are absolutely of mega proportions, because what I'm about to tell you will change the entire landscape of WWE, and it changes the main event of WrestleMania 42 for all intents purposes. As of this afternoon, CM Punk rumoredly banned from WWE. The World Heavyweight Championship vacated. Everyone in the WWE Universe, myself included, thought that Triple H was going to walk out on SmackDown tonight and announce a massive tournament to crown a new champion. What? He didn't wait, ladies and gentlemen. The game Triple H did not wait, not by a long shot, because I have just received word that Triple H held an emergency. But before we do this, before we get into the details, remember to like, comment, subscribe, hype up the video. Remember, so important to become a channel member today to help save and secure the future of this YouTube channel. Fact of the matter is, I pour so much time, hustle, effort, emotion, blood, sweat, tears into this. The thing about it is, though, you're probably saying, well, Sean, CM Punk, he's the world champion. He's not banned. He's not barred. He hasn't been stripped of the title. And why would he be stripped of the title? What did he do? What was so bad? What was so over the limit? What was so over the line? What crossed the line? Well, it was what CM Punk said on Monday Night Raw. And for those of you that tune into Monday Night Raw on Netflix, you will know what CM Punk said as it concerns the deceased dad of Roman Reigns. And that is what all these rumors and gossip and speculation is alluding to. So let's get more into the update. Let's get more into the report. Remember to like, comment, subscribe today. Now, I have just received word that the game Triple H held an emergency closed-door meeting at the arena this afternoon, the site of SmackDown. And wait a minute. Hold on, guys. I'm receiving more word. Wait a minute. Hold on. We're having more. We're receiving more word right now, guys. Hold on 1 minute here. All right, so again, guys, the updates are coming in. It's very volatile. It's changing. It's pursuing. It's a lot of things are being rearranged as I'm doing this report. And this is why we do multiple videos a day to give you the hottest, the latest, the greatest, the most descriptive, the most in-depth right here on Sean's View Entertainment. Again, there was supposed to be a tournament to determine a brand new world champion. Are we even going to have a world champion going into WrestleMania? But behind a closed-door meeting at the arena this afternoon, completely scrapped the tournament. The tournament is canceled. Triple H canceling the tournament. And he just handed the vacant World Heavyweight Championship to a brand new champion. The decision is made. The title has changed hands. And half the locker room is absolutely furious about who he gave it to. Welcome back to SeanzViewent Entertainment. It's Friday afternoon, and we are hours away from SmackDown, and the internet is in meltdown mode. Smash the like button, hit subscribe right this second, because we are diving deep into the most chaotic backstage situation I have ever covered before an event like SmackDown. We have to talk about the nuclear Raw promo, the corporate panic, and most importantly, exactly who Triple H just crowned as the new World Heavyweight Champion. Let's get right into it and not list any more of your valuable time here on the Brash and the Brazen. To understand why Triple H just hit the panic button and crowned the new world champion today, you have to understand how bad things got behind the curtain. This wasn't just a storyline pivot. This wasn't just an adjustment, ladies and gentlemen. This was corporate damage control at its finest, at its best. It goes back to Monday Night Raw. It goes back to CM Punk. It goes back to Roman Reigns. It goes back to Netflix. We knew it was going to be intense, but Punk crossed the line that you do not cross in the TKO era. Punk looked Roman in the eye and brought up his late father. He made it deeply, deeply personal, but the part that the WWE tried to scrub, the part that sent the gorilla position into an absolute frenzy, was Roman's unscripted retaliation. Roman Reigns snapped. He completely lost it. The tribal chief went off script and fired back by bringing up CM Punk's deceased dog, Larry. Now, that could be in the storyline, in the angle, in the future, down the line, because you know what they say, an eye for an eye. But, guys, when Roman Reigns dropped Larry's name, we all know how much Larry meant to CM Punk, the dog, the temperatures in the building absolutely changed. It became unhinged at this point. My sources say that producers were literally screaming the headset to cut the mics. You had two of the biggest stars in the industry dragging real-life family tragedy and personal grief into a wrestling ring without approval from the board. TKO executives furious. Sponsors are calling. The Rock was absolutely livid about the disrespect that Roman Reigns' family received. Triple H was forced to act. He pulled Punk into Stanford, demanded the world title, and when Punk walked out, the ban was issued. But that left Triple H with a massive multi-million-dollar problem, a vacant world title heading into WrestleMania season. And obviously, viewers, fans, and subscribers, as you can see, that is a problem. But here on Show and View, we solve problems because I am the problem solver. I am the difference maker. And this is where we bring you into the hottest news in the WWE, where it is always subject to change. Now, originally, the plan for tonight's SmackDown, well, damn it, it was quite simple. Triple H walks out, addresses the ban, and announces an 8-man tournament. It buys them time. It creates television matches. It makes sense. So why did he scrap it this afternoon? And more importantly, who is the new World Heavyweight Champion if it's not CM Punk? Because of the locker room, the boys in the back arrived at the arena today, and the tensions were so thick you could cut it with a knife. The bloodline is still furious. Punk's guys are feeling alienated, and the roster is completely distracted by the real-life drama that is pursuing in real time. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, turn on all notifications. I am told that Triple H and Nick Khan realized that if they ran a tournament, the fans would hijack it. Every single match, the crowd would be chanting for CM Punk. They would be chanting about Roman. The Sika and Larry drama would completely overshadow the television product for the next month. Triple H needed a shock to the system. He needed to do something so massive, so controversial, that the fans would immediately stop talking about CM Punk and start talking about the new world champion. Is it Obafemi? Is it somebody maybe like Brock Lesnar? Is it the Viper Randy Orton, who already has a guaranteed shot at the main event of WrestleMania? Is it Cody Rhodes? Is it Drew McIntyre? Is it Seth Rollins, who was the first ever World Heavyweight Champion of the Triple H regime? Well, Hunter walked into the production meeting today, canceled the tournament bracket, and made an executive decision before SmackDown tonight. He was going to crown a champion today in light of the whole CM Punk debacle. But not just anybody. He needed somebody who could carry the company, but more importantly, he needed someone who absolutely despises CM Punk. Who do you give it to? Well, you can't give it to Cody Rhodes. Cody is already defending the WWE Championship if he wins, because again, there's a lot of rumor and gossip that Cody Rhodes will end up winning the WWE title tonight on SmackDown. A lot of rumors about that. So Drew McIntyre is already defending the WWE title tonight against Cody Rhodes. Drew McIntyre, WWE title on the line. You can't give it to Roman Reigns because Roman is too deep into the Bloodline Civil War and the Sika fallout. You can't give it to Seth Rollins because he's tied up on Monday Night Raw. Think about the psychology of Triple H right now, ladies and gentlemen. He is furious that CM Punk walked out on his company again, and he wants to erase Punk's legacy from this WrestleMania season. So Hunter looks at the roster and found the one guy who has been screaming from the mountaintops that CM Punk was a fraud. The one guy who warned WWE not to trust him. The one guy who is a pure, dedicated company man who will never go off script and mention someone's dead dog live on television. Now, the locker room found out about an hour ago, and I am telling you, half the roster is furious because this guy didn't have to wrestle a single match to win the gold. He just handed it to him by the boss. It was just handed it to him by the boss. Now, listen, this is nothing too new because if you go back to 2002, when Eric Bischoff was named the Raw general manager of Monday Night Raw by Vince McMahon, we all remember how shocking that was. Remember, Eric Bischoff then came in and then he handed the World Heavyweight Championship to Triple H. Triple H didn't have to wrestle. He didn't have to compete. He didn't have to be in a tournament. Triple H walked down to the ring and he was handed the World Heavyweight Championship. And now, over 15 plus years later, well over 15 plus years later, Triple H is about to hand the World Championship just like he was handed the World Championship on a silver platter. Before SmackDown even goes on the air tonight, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, your brand new World Heavyweight Champion of WWE is without a shadow of a doubt. Yeah, viewers, we have a brand new World Heavyweight Champion. As Triple H just handed over the world title and what is going to be and serve up to be the ultimate slap in the face to CM Punk. And now Triple H will reward this superstar with the gold, with the title. But guys, do you realize what this means for tonight? WWE already had a main event booked for SmackDown. Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre for the undisputed WWE title, the richest prize in the industry. But now that Triple H has crowned a new world champion, tonight's main event is officially, you would have to assume, again, if this is the direction they go in, it would be champion versus champion for all the marbles, for it all. It's all on the line because Drew McIntyre is your new world heavyweight champion. Now you're saying, well, wait a minute, champion versus champion. Cody Rhodes isn't the champion. No, you're right. Cody Rhodes will be challenging the undisputed world heavyweight champion if indeed Drew McIntyre is handed the world title, because Drew McIntyre is already the WWE champion. He already holds the richest prize in the game. He already holds the reason over his shoulder, and that is the WWE title, and everybody is going to be anticipating and expecting something completely drastic, something that is going to change the game for all intents purposes. Now, are they going to make it a winner-take-all tonight? Is Cody going to walk in as a challenger and walk out a double champion? Is Drew going to still walk out with 2 belts, Drew? Or is Drew McIntyre going to become the undisputed king of WWE? Now, I need to hear from you right now in the comment section. Did Triple H make a massive mistake handing the title to Drew, or is Drew the rightful world's champion? And who wins tonight, Cody Rhodes or Drew McIntyre? Is this the direction it's going to go in? Is CM Punk truly still the world's heavyweight champion? It all boils down to your thoughts, your comments, and your emotions here on The Brash and the Brazen. All I got to know, viewers, all I want to let you know is you're going to have to buckle up. You are going to have to absolutely buckle up for this one, because this is the perfect storm right before your very eyes. Also, and more updates, breaking news on Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley. Also, fans are urging Roman Reigns to trash CM Punk's dead dog Larry on Monday's Raw. This according to social media pundits. Also, WWE are not concerned. The WWE not concerned over Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill working WrestleMania, despite the the rage and the backlash that these two have between each other, Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill. Also, viewers, fans, and subscribers, the WWE Women's Locker Room frustrated with the push of one Jade Cargill. Are you frustrated with the push of Jade Cargill? The recent social media confrontation involving Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley has sparked major discussions among wrestling fans, and new details suggest that the criticism seen online may reflect opinions already circulating behind the scenes. Not having fun, not friends. Learn to work and never lie to defame someone's real human character by breaking the fourth wall. While this was not a shoot, no matter what people tell you, because WWE forbids that type of thing from its talent on social media platforms, the reality is that what was said about Cargill was almost identical to what several other women talent have told me over the past year, really starting after the Shayna Baszler and Cargill confrontation went public. This according to Meltzer, stating the interaction itself was not a shoot. He noted that the criticisms directed towards Cargill during the exchange were similar to comments he has heard privately from multiple members of the WWE Women's roster. Meltzer was referencing a previously reported backstage situation involving Cargill and Shayna Baszler in March of 2025, and according to that report, Cargill confronted Baszler while pointing to a bruise on her arm and criticizing her in-ring work. Baszler reportedly fired back with a blunt response. If I was shooting, you and I would both know. Now, it was a natural of the resentment of her being pushed while not being good in the ring or anything special on promos, but completely due to her unique look. He added that some talent feel that they have not received the same opportunities despite believing they are stronger performers over Jade Cargill. Most of the women believe that they are better and didn't get the same chances, which leads to resentment. The situation continues to generate conversation as fans debate whether the online confrontation was part of WWE storytelling or simply reflected existing tension within the locker room. Do you think that Jade Cargill and Rhea Ripley's social media exchange was part of a storyline, or could it reveal real frustrations backstage? Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions on that headline, that story that is breaking. Also, fans clown AEW over beginner's guide for new viewers. WWE begins scouting extras for WrestleMania 42 as production plans are absolutely ramping up. Fans drag Swerve Strickland for dissing John Cena's rap skills, and who played Danhausen's ground dancers at the WWE Elimination Chamber. Opening segment and the closing segment have been revealed for tonight's edition of SmackDown. Also, backstage update on Dragon Lee losing his mask during the Gunther match on Monday Night Raw. WWE sources told us that Dragon Lee controversy could be used to further the angle by it being referenced on TV. We received no complaints from anyone involved. We were told that if they didn't want it to be seen, they would have edited the angle for socials. It was reiterated to Fightful throughout the week there was no accident on the camera angle used either. Again, there was no accident on the camera angle used. This update suggests that WWE may use the controversy itself to intensify the feud between Gunther and Dragon Lee. However, there is still no set plan for the WWE's plans for what they're going to do and what they have lined up for Gunther at WrestleMania, meaning he still does not have a match positioned. Your thoughts, your comments, and your emotions on all of that. This is where we're at. This is SeanzView, your undisputed place for everything WWE. Subscribe.